Judge calls for a break. I like the counsel. I like the lead counsel and the counsel to Jane to come in the Roman room. I would like to do this in the presence of Mr. Combs. If this is about the issue we discussed in the Roman room, we have concerns. Okay, let's have a sidebar. They are back from the sidebar. I'm really just going to break for lunch. There is nothing to put on the record. They take a break for lunch. They back, but before the arguments, before the jury comes back, headphones are being set up in the jury box. Defense wants to play them something sealed at the end of their cross-examination of Jane. Combs is surrounded by half a dozen of his lawyers. The judge says, I understand the government says we can break earlier tomorrow. So we don't have to deal with this evidentiary issue right now. Let's just finish Jane's testimony. Bring the witness and the jury back. All rise. While you fought Mr. Combs was yelling, you're trying to get me to never see my kids again, right? Yes. You said he was dragging you by your hair, right? Yes. I was telling him to stop. You got his phone, right? Yes. And you called the woman in Miami, didn't you? Yes. I don't understand how can this woman be jealous when he let her sleep with any man she wanted as many times as she wanted. She sneaking off and doing all this, and she got the nerve to be jealous. I don't get this girl. You asked her, did you go to the Grand Canyon with him? I'm asking you, woman to woman. Yes. And she said, you're worrying about the wrong things, woman to woman. Yes. I told her, he's beating my ass. And then Sean hung up the phone. And she called back multiple times because his phone kept lighting up. Did she call you a bitch? Yes. Did you talk about her previous relationships? Maybe. Then after you called Jonathan, right? And you were in the shower naked, but Mr. Combs was in his pants? His shorts. And you called him a son of a bitch, didn't you? Just a bitch. Okay, just a bitch. And then he slapped you, right? Yes. Hard. Then he tells you to put on an outfit. Yes. And he grabs your phone. He went into the messages and said hi to Anton. And then the text thread. It's about the night in January when you went to Vegas, right? Yes. How far is it from your phone? How far is it from your home in the gated community to the gate? About a minute or two. So like a half a mile? Yes. I drove and I let Anton in. And y'all had champagne and tequila, right? But no drugs, right? Right. You see how this girl said be act like she had drugs every time she was with Diddy? Now she changing her mind. Like all this time, all these other times, there's no drugs. But she tried to paint this picture like she only had sex when she was high. And then you and Sean go into the bedroom, correct? You told him you went to Vegas. Yes. And you told him that you flashed your breasts. No, not then. You told him you referred to Sly. You referred Sly to the other rapper, didn't you? Not yet. Did Mr. Combs tell you at your house you could go to another man's freak off? Yes. He yelled that. Then you say to Sean, then you say Sean told you, go out and F him. And you said no. No, I said no. And then he pushed the pill in my face. But you didn't have sex with Anton. Not that kind of sex. So what you do? You gave Antoine oral sex? Yes. And then Sean dismissed him. And you told Antoine you send him some money later, didn't you? I did. This was the first time that you didn't have an intimate moment without your partner after the entertainer left, right? Yes. And he said again, I can't believe you went to another man's freak off. Yes. So let question y'all. Question y'all. Do you still feel this woman is a victim? Right? If she could go to another man's freak off, you telling me the other man coerced her into coming to his freak off, or the other man forced her to come to his freak off, or the other man made her flash her breast at a freak off with 8 people in there? No, her baby daddy is sick to his goddamn stomach. She in the room with 8 people, and y'all know damn well what went on in that room with 8 people, bro. That is called a orgy. I would love to know how many goddamn women was in that room. Like, wow. This was the first, hold on. And he said again, I can't believe you went to another man's freak off. Yes. Talking about that other rapper. Right? Yes. And he just kept saying, how could you have gone to another rapper's freak off? I'd have been like, yo, give me my money back. Or you ain't getting no more money. That nigga's paying your rent from now on, God damn it. After you called and text each other, right? Yes. And you went to see him and y'all broke up, right? We had 8 or 9 hours of a breakup conversation. You saw him traveling with another woman in Wyoming and it upset you, right? I was at home with a black eye. You hadn't had forced intercourse with Antoine, right? It was forced oral. Girl, please. Play a video. They play a video, but not for the public. They have on headphones, and you know, everybody else can't hear. I will read his response. Mr. Combs says, I'm not going to belittle myself for someone named Bear or for my friend. That means the rapper, right? Yes. Mr. Combs wrote, sorry I didn't take you on trips. I was tripping, baby. The baby daddy, you and KK would have talked yourself into paranoia. You didn't get along with KK, did you? I didn't. Put on the headphones and press play.